In reputation research, it is a near universal truth that familiarity breeds favorability. This means that the more the public or an individual knows about a person or an organization, the more positively they feel towards it on average. And this same truth definitely holds true for the International Criminal Court. In a survey designed and conducted by Ipsos for the ABA Center for Human Rights and its International Criminal Court project, we found a very broad general support among the American public for the ICC and its aims. And this level of support, this positivity, does increase among people who know more about the ICC. So this is a fundamental takeaway to contextualize some of the more detailed findings I'm going to get into now. And it's also a very important communications notion that as people learn more about the ICC and its objectives, the odds are that they will become more and more favorable towards it. What I found to be the most interesting finding from this research was that broad base of support we see for the ICC. And actually quite a good chunk of the population believes that the U.S. is currently a member of the ICC. So there is some misinformation out there based on the assumption that we already are members. We did also ask about some of the specific work with the ICC and American support for that. And in those cases, we also found a majority support for those initiatives. For example, 6 in 10 Americans agree that the U.S. should participate in organizations that support human rights and hold individuals responsible for mass atrocities. And about half agree still further that we should dedicate U.S. resources, be them financial, military, or otherwise, to these organizations. So we have about half of the population who thinks the U.S. could be doing more in terms of its involvement than we currently are doing. In the interest of a balanced and unbiased survey, of course, we also asked about reasons for opposition to participation or joining the ICC, and we provided some statements for those ideas as well. And in general, about a quarter or fewer individuals agreed with the statements in opposition to some of the aims of the ICC. This just really underlines to me the fact that while there certainly are minorities who do not support U.S. membership in the ICC and its aims, there is a broad majority support for the organization. We also asked more overtly about the U.S.'s role and membership of or joining the ICC. And when asked explicitly, a third think the U.S. should become more involved in or fully join the ICC. About a quarter disagree, but most, over 2 in 5, say they don't know. And this sort of don't know response or lack of a strong opinion really is pervading the research, this entire survey. A lot of people don't have a strong formulated opinion about the ICC or about international criminal justice. And this is simply because it is such a low salience issue to most Americans. When we do surveys asking people about their most important issues, their biggest priorities, etc., domestic economic concerns, domestic healthcare concerns, those are the things that come at the top of the list. International issues broadly, and certainly international criminal justice issues, simply fall further down the line. Now, this isn't to say that people don't care at all about these issues, just that when it comes to a prioritization, these ones are lower salience because people know less about them and are perhaps less interested. That's why we see so many don't knows when we look at the responses to this research and look at these data. What is clear, though, is that there is this underpinning of support for the tenets of the organization. We also, I should add, use the research as an opportunity to ask about the current ICC situation with Kenya. And the data does show clearly that the public do not believe that a current sitting head of state should have immunity from prosecution by the ICC. That's by quite a large majority. 63% do not feel that the immunity should exist compared to just 9% who do. And again, we have over a quarter who say they don't know. And in addition, just over half believe that those being tried by the ICC should be required to attend in person their trial rather than attending by video conference or sending a legal team in their stead. So to me, these findings really just reiterate the broader finding from the research, which is that the American public generally do support the ICC and its aims. They are on board some of the core objectives of the organization. There's a little bit of uncertainty about full membership, but certainly there is a large plurality of support for a more active role by the United States in the